ambiguous interest of the Bruges patrician Anselm Adorn and the Greco-Florentine prince Nicolai Giorgio di Acciaiuoli, both of whom steer him toward a role in the rivalry between Venice, in whose interest Acciaiuoli labours, and Genoa, original home of the Adorn family. This trading rivalry will erupt in different novels around the different, always highly symbolic commodities: silk, sugar, glass, gold, and human beings. In this first novel, the contested product is alum, the mineral that binds dyes to cloth, blood to the body, conspirators to a conspiracy, in this case, to keep secret the news of a newly found deposit of the mineral in the Papal States, while Venice and her allies monopolize the current supply. Acciaiuoli and Adorn are father-mentor figures Nicholas can respect, resist, or join on thoroughly equal intellectual terms, whereas the powerful elder males of his blood, his mother's uncle, Jacques de Fleury, and his father's father, Jordan de Riberac, steadily rip open wounds first inflicted in childhood. In direct conflict, he is emotionally helpless before them. What he possesses superbly, however, are the indirect defences of an engineer. The Charetti business partners and others who hitch their wagons to his star, Astor, the mercenary leader, Julius, the notary, Gregorio, the lawyer, Tobias Beventini, the physician, and Guinea slave Lopez, watch as a complex series of commodity and currency maneuvers by the apparently innocent Nicholas brings about the financial and political ruin of de Fleury and de Riberac. And they nearly desert him for the conscienceless avenger he appears to be, especially after de Fleury dies in a fight with, though not directly at the hands of, his nephew. The faith and love of Marianne de Charetti make them rethink their view of this complicated personality. Marianne, whose son was killed beside Nicholas in the Italian wars and whose sister married into his family, is moved towards the end of the novel to suggest that Nicholas take her in marriage. It is to be platonic, her way of giving him standing, of displaying her trust in him and his management of the business, and of solacing him in his anguish. Once married, however, she longs despite herself for physical love, and Nicholas, who owes her everything, finds happiness also in making the marriage complete. That marriage, however, sows the seeds of tragedy. The royally connected Catalina van Borselen, characterful, intelligent, and hungry for experiences usually denied a genteel lady, has refused the vicious or vacuous suitors considered eligible, and seeks sexual initiation at the hands of the merry young artisan so popular with the kitchen wenches of Bruges. Against his better judgment, Nicholas is led to comply, for however brusque her demands, she has just saved his life in one of the several episodes in which the Saint-Pauls try to destroy him. 2 nights of genuine intimacy undermined by mismatched desires and miscommunicated intentions culminate in Catalina's solitary pregnancy. Unaware of this, Nicholas enters his marriage with Marianne, and Catalina, alone, fatalistically marries the man in pursuit of her, the handsome, shrewd, and fatally self-centered Simon de Saint-Paul, the man Nicholas claims as his father. Sickened at what she believes is Nicholas's ultimate revenge on his family, to illegitimately father its heir, Catalina becomes Nicholas's most determined enemy. Volume 2, The Spring of the Ram. Simon de Saint-Paul, the overshadowed son of Jordan de Riberac, husband of the bitter Catalina, father of the secretly illegitimate Henry, has clearly had his spirit poisoned long since by the powerful and malignant de Riberac, and is as much pitied as loathed by Nicholas van der Pulle, who sees in Simon something of his own deracinated brilliance. Looking to find a sphere of activity where Simon and Nicholas can no longer injure each other, Marianne de Charetti, now the wife of Nicholas, persuades her husband to take up an exciting and dangerous project: to trade in Trebizond, last outpost of the ancient empire of Byzantium. It is less than a decade since Sultan Mehmet took Constantinople, and the several forces of Islam, Mehmet's Ottomans, Uzum Hassan's Turkomans, Kush Qaddam's Egyptian Mamelukes, ring the Christian outpost, while delegates from the Greek Orthodox East, led by the very earthy and autocratic Franciscan friar Ludovico de Severi de Bologna, scour the Latin West for money and troops to mount still another crusade. With Medici backing and church approval, Nicholas sets out for Trebizond to trade as Florentine consul, bringing his skilled mercenaries